A very good evening to one and all. Today myself, Dr. Rajha, delighted and honored to extend you a very warm welcome on behalf of Asia Pacific Institute of Management, New Delhi, for a webinar on the topic Career Opportunities in Financial Sector for PGDM and MBA Aspirants. As we all know, finance is an essential part of our economy, and as it provides the liquidity in terms of money and assets required for individual and businesses to invest for a future, and as consumer growing trust on mobile payment and banking solution, the financial services industry will likely to continue to invest in modern data analytical tools, artificial intelligence, and digital platform. So, to know more about the future advancement in banking and financial sector, today webinar speaker is Dr. Prafulla Ranjan sir. So it's time to introduce Dr. Prafulla Ranjan. Dr. Prafulla Ranjan is currently working as a program director and professor BFS Asia Pacific Institute of Management, New Delhi. Sir is an ex-director in the Department of Management, Symbiosis University, Indore, ex-MD, CEO, Jharkhand State Cooperative Bank. Dr. Ranjan worked as a senior consultant, Times of India Group's Time Pro Banking Training. Dr. Ranjan has also worked with IndusInd Bank as a vice president and regional head, Uttar Pradesh and Uttaranchal. He has more than 15 publications in national and international journal. He has guided 5 PhD aspirants and more than 500 PG students during their internship. Dr. Prafulla Ranjan has expertise in the area of business and executive leadership, budgeting and cost control, profit center operation, strategic planning, banking operation, fund management, distribution strategy and business. So I would like to invite Dr. Prafulla Ranjan to share his knowledge and experience with emerging aspirants. So welcome, sir. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Sipra. You have given a very elaborate introduction about me. I think I don't deserve that much, but still, thank you very much for introducing me in such an elaborate manner. And a warm welcome to all the participants who are here to listen to our program of this. In fact, this sector which we are talking about is a sunrise sector. Come what may, in this sector, very rarely any slump has come. So we are talking about banking and financial sector. So banking, you know, about financial sector, we'll be talking about online trading, we'll be talking about mutual fund, we'll be talking about insurance sector also. So how things have emerged in last few years, that we'll be talking about. In fact, the flow will be, I'll start with the banking, the start of banking, growth, and where it is going, the future of banking. And then we will see the verticals in which aspirants can.
Participant is requested to mute yourself.
Please mute yourself. Then we'll see in which vertical we can see our future or jobs. So in banks, in mutual fund, in online trading, in insurance, there are many verticals, many positions which you can aspire for. And
candidates, there is a request. Please mute yourself. Yes, thank you so much. So, sorry for the disturbance, sir. So, please.
where we are getting this? Yeah, I think still. In fact, our team can mute all of them. No, they should do it. Yeah.
25-24 तारीख से लगल है.
Anyhow, so now it's okay. So what I was talking about, we will talk about the verticals, and to get into that job, what you are supposed to do, that we'll be talking about. So we will open the plethora of the opportunities in the banking and financial sector for you. Now you have to decide in which sector you want to go, which vertical you want to join. It's not that easy that you just plan and you enter into a bank. There are so many specialized things which you have to learn, then only you can enter in a bank. So I'll share my PPT. What we'll do, I will just discuss my PPT, and then after that you can ask your question. Maybe you can write your question on the chat box, and we'll reply one by one. Or if time permits, we can take your questions one by one on the call also. But if you have any query in between, please put that in the chat box in between so that we can take it at the end. So I was talking about this. See, banking in India has started way back in the year 1770. 1770, there was a bank called Hindustan Bank. It started in the then capital of India, which was Calcutta. So first bank, the history of bank in India is 1770, which started, and it didn't last long. In 1832, this bank was dissolved, failed. It could not survive due to many reasons, which we can talk in a separate talk. Then the Bank of Bengal, the Bank of Bombay, the Bank of Madras was established by East India Company during 1800s, and all of them were merged in 1921, and they were called Imperial Bank of India. And down the line, these banks were nationalized, and 1955, these banks were called State Bank of India. So this is the oldest bank we have, and the history of State Bank of India. Now, so many nationalized banks came after the independence. So many banks came. They were there in the market. In 1969, a major thing happened in the banking sector. 14 of the private banks were nationalized in 1969. And then second phase of nationalization in 1980, 6 more banks were nationalized. So why this nationalization was done? We have to understand something about that, then we'll go ahead. See, earlier private banks were not having that reach. So increase the reach of the bank, these banks were nationalized, and they were supposed to help India, the country, the population at large, to help them in their economic development. Then the efficiency of banking sector was not there to improve that. The nationalization was done, and the economic power was at a very central place. It was not spreading across the country. It was just in metros and all. To spread the wings of the banks, nationalization was done. So the penetration of bank branches increased. It went to across the country. Then came the actual growth, which I am talking about, which is the important part, the second part of my presentation. In 1991, government had the policy of liberalization, and the banking sector was made open for private players. So 10 private banks entered at a time. Those were HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, IndusInd Bank. Those were the new generation private sector bank. They entered into the market and they changed the way banking was done. They brought a lot of technology with them. Online banking came, TBS banking came, and things started improving. ATM was launched. So this computerization phase, new era of banking started after 91. Maybe 94, first bank was opened, which was, Axis Bank got the license, but first branch was opened by IndusInd Bank as a new generation bank in 1994. Subsequently, Kotak Mahindra Bank came in 2001, Yes Bank came in 2004, IDFC came in 2015, Bandhan Bank came in 2015 again. So these banks were modern bank with modern technology, giving very efficient services. The style of banking totally changed. And subsequently, it was felt that some more banks are required. So to make digital payment a easier phenomenon, to make the digital payment go to the villages, to the unprivileged person and all, payment bank was launched. Which the job of payment bank was only to promote digital payment. They were not lending. They were not supposed to lend. They were only promoting digital payment. So payment banks came. As of now, 6 payment banks are there, and another concept of small finance bank, whose area was limited, and they were catering to the unprivileged small SME, small farmers, to the small sector. Small finance bank, it was their role. So these two categories of bank came into existence, and then there is a new initiative by Government of India in 2016. You may be knowing, UPI came, Unified Payment Interface, which connected almost all the banks. You can transfer your funds to all the banks on click of your phone. Then BHIM was launched by NPCI. It made the digital payment very easy. It's a revolution in the digital payment area. And you will be surprised to know, in 2021, Ayog has proposed a total digital bank. Means the bank will have no premises, no brick and mortar branches. It will be all digital, all online. The new concept of banking, which is being discussed, and very soon it will be launched. So modern banking will be no brick and mortar, only online banking. I think if I can mute them.
Participants are requested to mute yourself.
दोस्तों उम्मीद करता हूँ आपको ये वीडियो अच्छा लगा होगा। वीडियो अच्छा लगा होगा तो लाइक करें,
कहाँ से भी म्यूट कर सकते हैं। हमारा एडमिन कर सकता है इसको म्यूट ना।
चलिए दोस्तों 2 मिनट लगेगा।
IT, please mute the participants.
Okay, no issues. So let's go ahead. See, other than now, I'll talk about the types of bank we have in India. You must be knowing about that. See, first category is our commercial bank. Commercial bank, we have public sector bank, we have private sector bank, we have foreign banks, we have regional rural banks, we have cooperative banks. Cooperative banks also has got different category. Cooperative bank and district central cooperative banks and urban UCB, urban cooperative banks. Then we have some specialized banks which are doing some specialized things, like NABARD. NABARD is for agricultural development, agricultural activity. We have got Exim Bank, Export Import Bank, which is promoting export and import. We have got National Housing Bank, which is into housing finance. We have got SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank, which is funding small scale industries in India. So these are the basic banking which we have in India. Now I'll go to the next part. Our actual talk which we are here. Opportunities in banking. Our admin can mute them. I don't know. You should ask admin, Sipra. See, so I was talking about banking, there are so many verticals. So we need to understand which vertical I'm interested in, and then we'll try and give you the solution for that. Okay. So verticals are, first vertical I'm talking about branch banking. See why I have taken branch banking as the first opportunity, because as of now, we have maximum vacancy here only. See, we talk about digital banking, we talk about online banking, but still in India, we want to see brick and mortar, physical branch. We are happy carrying our passbook, carrying checkbook, going to the bank, interacting with the employees there, and do our banking transaction. So that's why branch banking still has got a lot of importance. We cannot go away with the branch banking as of now. Maybe 10 years down the line, everything will be digitized, everything may work online, but as of now, we can't think of banking without a brick and mortar branch. So branch banking has got the maximum opportunity as of now, where the employees are sitting. So in branch banking, I talk about retail. See, retail banking is what? Retail banking is serving your end use customer. The customers are coming to you and you are serving them. So this is what is retail banking. Individual person you are dealing with. Is it not? And the banking operations which is happening in the branch. So these two are very important vertical, and in that also I have given you a picture of the vacancies or the profiles which are there in the branch. Branch operations with the people who are sitting in the branch, who are connected to the branch, and then how it goes to the country level. So we will start with customer service officer. Officer is missing here. See, customer service officer who are sitting on the front desk, who are interacting with the customers. Customer who walks in, goes to the front desk officers, and they are giving service to them, and any queries, any problems of them, they are solving. Any issues, they solve at the counter. These are the very, very important person for a bank. I'm talking about bank side, because they are the face of the bank. They interact with the customer and they create image on the customer about the bank. Because you don't know who is the MD of the bank. You are interacting with the front desk officer. If they are good, they can create image of the bank, or they can mar the image of the bank. The image of the bank will go for a toss if the front desk officers are not good. So nowadays, all the banks, they are trying to keep good people on the efficient people on the front desk who can serve customer people, report to head operations. So we can look at our MBA or PGDM guys, they can look at head operations. They report to CSC, customer service, they are also customer sales executive. They go to a bit higher segment, and RMs are given the existing portfolio of customers who has got a better relationship, good relationship. Maybe a limit is fixed. They have got a relationship of 10 lakhs and above. Those customers are given to the RM, and RM talks to them. What is his role? Relationship manager to cross-sell and upsell. What is cross-sell and upsell? Cross-selling is getting business from their known people, their relatives and all. Cross-selling means other products. Upsell means bringing that customer to a higher level. They have got a relationship of 10 lakhs. Maybe try and increase that to 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, like that. So RM has got very important role. They are supposed to bring business, to upscale the business for the bank. And of course, assistant branch manager, regional head or regional manager, zonal head or zonal manager, country head who is at the corporate office. They all are part of this team. They take reporting from them. And now we have to look at which place you fit in. And wherever, see, now there are vertical, not lateral entries are there. Lateral means now banks are taking at senior level also. They are appointing not the FOS but RMs also directly from the market. Maybe they can look for assistant branch manager also. It is not that you can go to only entry level. Lateral entry is also there, but you need some basic qualification, some experience, some other qualification, which I'll talk about once we go ahead to enter into these roles. Okay, so going next. Now the bank has a treasury. What is the role of treasury? Whatever banks gets deposit. See, bank has got two things. The basic definition of bank, you know, it is the accepting of deposit for the purpose of giving loans and earning profit out of it. So the liabilities, which is the deposits taken by the bank, is not given loan on the same day. Slowly it is given, and once you get a deposit, you need to invest to earn something out of it. So there are two ways. Bank has to keep CRR, cash reserve ratio, where bank does not get any interest. It is a cash. Second is SLR, statutory liquidity ratio, in which you have to invest in government securities or SDL, state demand loans, or the approved securities, where you need to invest prudently so that you earn something out of it. So the role of treasury is to invest the bank's money very cautiously, so that it is not lost, or it does not go to loss situation, and earning is proper. So the banks which have a very good treasury, they are earning a very good amount out of treasury operation. Investments, which is a compulsory for them. So going there, you need to do some specialized courses. NISM, National Institute of Securities Management, they have investment management course. They have some. So along with your MBA with us or PGDM with us, we will be supporting you in getting this type of degrees, certification, so that you can earn those and enter into this vertical of the bank. So there are investment bankers, executives at the front office level who take decision, and the head of the investment banker. Now, the last thing which I have written, ALCO executives. What is ALCO? Asset and Liability Committee is made in the bank. We look who sees that how the liabilities are converted into asset, And short-term liability is invested in short-term assets. Long-term liabilities are invested in long-term assets. That maintenance is very important. If a bank invests its short-term liability to long-term assets, there will be issue. So ALCO, asset liability management, is very important for the banks, and most of the banks, they are doing it. They have got a team, and which is a very important team in this. So this ALCO is a very important part of the bank. Now coming to the credit part. See, I have just made one vertical credit, but credit is a vast field. Credit is a vast field. You have many verticals under credit, and those verticals have got specialized officers. Lot of vacancy in credit. Like, you start with simple housing loan. Housing loan, you have got a separate vertical right from the branch to the head office level. Everything, sales operation, everything. Because housing loan gives a very big volume. Housing loan, personal loan, consumer loan, loan to the SMEs, loan to the corporates, loan to the big companies, loan to the private limited. There are so many different customers where you are lending, and the products are also different. I told you housing loan, personal loan, loan against securities, loan against properties. So there are so many specialized field in credit also, where executives and managers are appointed. Correct? So credit also, you need to specialize in particular field. You can nowadays you cannot be working in all the fields. One specialized one, and which is sufficient for a bank if you perform there. So credit also, you need to think of which vertical. There are so many openings, which I told you. Now this has become a very important team. Recovery. See, once you give loan, most of the banks, they have their recovery team. If they see any issue in the repayment of the loan, recovery team is given the job to do the recovery, and they start following up with the customer. It's a very important aspect of the banking, and most of the banks, they are creating separate team. And last is NPA management. See, after all the efforts of the recovery team, the account became NPA. They could not do the recovery. Now, the role of this vertical, this team now starts. What they will do, if any security is there, they will try and liquidate the security and take the recovery. If land is there, SARFAESI Act is most important. If LIC is there, they can go to LI company and liquidate that. If any security is there, first step is to liquidate that security and get the money back. And if it is not there, then the legal process. There are rules, there are ways to do the recovery that maybe I'll be talking in a separate class, how to a separate time with all of you, how to recover money and what are the ways the NPA recoveries are being done as of now. What are the regulations which has come? The SARFAESI Act is there. There are other rules also. The insolvency and bankruptcy code has come for companies and for others also. This insolvency and bankruptcy code can be used, and it is being used in so many big loans as of now. That's a long discussion. We'll be discussing about that in my separate interaction. Now, this is talk of the town. in the banking sector, rather in financial sector. You go to insurance sector, you go to mutual fund, everywhere now risk management is the most important topic. How risk has to be measured in each business. Nowadays, whatever business, bank or any financial institution start, they analyze the risk and take approval from the risk management team before launching a product. Basel Committee on Banking Development or Banking Review, they have given this 3 risks for the bank: market risk, credit risk, liquidity risk. Each are different, and now bank has to keep executives or team to look after market risk, credit risk, or liquidity risk. So for this, separate people are there in the bank who are looking after the risk factor. Day in, day out, they are measuring the risk and giving advice to the bank to mitigate the risk factor. So very, very important aspect of bank, which nobody can avoid now. Every bank, and there is a mandate from the RBI that all the banks need to appoint chief risk officer who will have his team down the line who will look after the risk of the bank. It's a mandate. Every bank has to have it. Otherwise, it will be a violation of regulation. It will be a regulatory issue for the bank. So this is what, if you want to specialize in this, we are having the course in this also, and we will help you in getting certification in risk from NISM or other institution which is relevant for this, and you can have the certification, and then certainly you can look at this specialized kind of job which is of great demand in the market. Now, coming to the compliance team of a bank. See, the banks, of course, they are following the rules and regulations, but RBI says that many of regulations, rules, or the processes launched by them, banks are flouting them. They are not complying with the regulations or guidelines given by the RBI. So again, there is a instruction from RBI. They need to appoint a chief compliance officer in the bank who will see to it that all the compliance as directed by the RBI are complied with in the bank. Why it is so important? Because if banks are not complying with the regulations, there will be penalty on the banks imposed by RBI. Recently, one of the big bank, I'll not name the bank, was given a penalty by RBI of 5 crore for not following KYC norms. Another bank was fined 2 crore. They had not followed NPA recognition norm. They are not done the proper NPA classification. So to avoid that, compliance team is required. It's an important vertical because there is a revenue loss to the bank. Oh, because revenue loss is with so much difficulty, bank is earning revenue and bank has to pay penalty for non-compliance. Again, for this, IIBF, Indian Institute of Banking Finance, has got a separate course. It is called Compliance, Banking Compliance course, which we will help you here to get the additional certification with your MBA or PGDM, which will land you, which will give you support in getting a compliance job, because you are certified Indian Institute of Banking Finance compliance executive. So it's very important. If you want to go there along with your regular course, you need to get this certification and enter into compliance team. This sales and marketing team is an integral part of the bank. In each vertical, they have their own team, like retail banking, corporate banking, this credit team. They create their own, channel. That's why I have given this a separate place as a marketing team. Sales and marketing team is integral part of all the verticals which we are talking about, except compliance and risk. Others, corporate banking, retail banking, credit department, everybody has got their, maybe not all of them, maybe for corporate banking, they will have only RMs, they will have only CSC, like that. But sales team is there, an integral part of all the banks. Now coming to the financial services, which I was talking about, there are two verticals. One is direct trading, second is mutual fund. In direct trading also, we have separate market. One is equity market, another is debt market. For non-finance people, equity is your share market. Debt market is fixed interest rate, fixed interest market, where you get fixed interest, like your bond market, your FDs, those things where you get fixed return. They are called debt market. So what are the jobs you can aspire for in trading? There are separate verticals, so you can become an equity trader. Here also there are executives, there are managers, two verticals. Fixed income, which I told you, debt market. Then we have got forex. Forex also trading. There are separate wings, separate people who do sales and purchase of foreign exchange. Now, commodities market has become very, very popular now. I don't know how many of you know about Commodities Exchange of India, like our equity market, like our BSC and NSC. We have what Commodities Exchange also, where you can trade in commodities, approved commodities, like grains. Different grains are there, which are rice, maize. Those things are approved commodities. You can do trading. So those traders' job who support the customer, and they are experts in commodities trading, which will help them out. You can aspire for a job there. Derivatives are future and option. Future and option is part of your forex business. Once you get into agreement with the other party that on a particular date we will exchange Indian rupee to foreign currency at a particular rate, that is called your future agreement, where you exchange your forex exchange with Indian rupee agreement. It is called future agreement. And option is, in future only you put option that that particular day I may buy, I may not buy. That is the options. And last is your advisor's role. There are a lot of advisors who are supposed to advise the customers where to trade, where to put money, how to invest in equity market, forex market, those things. So this role also you can look on. Now, coming back to insurance sector, as all of you know, we have got three verticals here: life insurance, general insurance, and health insurance. This is known to all of us, so I will not spend much time on this. Yes, these are the verticals which are in almost all three insurance sector. This is very, very, very important. First one, actuarial. See, actuarial is a very, very, you can say, very, very specialized role in insurance, known to very few people. Like chartered accountant, actuarial also has a association like Chartered Accountant Association of India, from where you get your you pass the exam and you become a chartered accountant. For actuarial also, you have to pass one exam by Actuarial Association of India. The role of actuarial is, for any insurance policy, it will go to actuarial. They will see the pros, cons, profitability, the longevity, the issues, the problems, the solutions. Everything they will look of that proposal of a new insurance policy. If they feel it is okay, worth launching, they will give you approval. So actuarial is a very, very specialized role which insurance sector needs. Lot of demand is there in this sector, and passing this exam is a bit difficult, but if you pass this, you will certainly get a job immediately. There's no dearth of job in actuarial. Is it not? So it is our role here to prepare you to get this certification, get this actuarial, and land into a very prestigious job. Okay. Now coming to business operations, the people who actually make the proposal, the insurance policies, they are sending to you, they are corresponding with you. These operations, actual operation of insurance, who are doing it. Now the front office customer service people, you go to a branch of any insurance, they will interact with you, they'll give you service, they will resolve your queries, they will help you out in the buying of the insurance or the insurance settlement and all. This is important. Data science and risk managers. I told you, the risk managers are required everywhere. Data science are people who will collect the data and give the input to the insurance company how things are moving in different manners. So data science people are also required now in insurance sector. Risk managers are also needed. Insurance claims, there is a separate team who is specialized in insurance claims. They receive the claim. Normally it's a hub. Normally they create a hub and all the claims go to them. They see the data, see the claims, the forms and the bills, and whatever document they want, and they finally settle your claims. And if any issue is there, they get back to you and say what else is required. So this is insurance claims is a separate vertical altogether. And of course, marketing everywhere. Now marketing is the integral part. They are the people who get business from the insurance company, go to the market or call the customers, interact with them, convince them to buy insurance policy and get revenue from the insurance companies. Underwriting is in insurance companies, they are underwriters. They see the policy, they approve the policy. Through them only the policies are moved. It's a very specialized role of underwriters in insurance sector. Mutual fund, we have got fund managers. What is the role of the fund manager? Fund managers are the people who invest. See, mutual fund, I think most of you have the concept. They are the organization who take money from different customers and invest in either equity market or debt market or bond market.
वो तो अभी के लिए किया गया है, वो तो हट जाएगा. बच्चों के ही बहुत सारे issues हैं.
And Sipra ma'am, so fund managers is a very important role, very important role. So they have got different vertical. For debt market, we have got different fund manager. For equity market, different fund manager. For commodity market, which I just talked, there are different fund managers whose roles are different. They're expert in that, and there are a lot of people at senior level who are excellent fund manager. They are doing excellent job. They have got their own team who supports them in research, and they take help of them, invest money, earn profit, and then it is distributed to the fund owners, the people who have invested in mutual fund. So the fund managers have got very important role in the mutual fund industry. Now, operation team, similarly, who are sitting in the branch or sitting in a place, who are doing all the operations. Your investment, the money is coming, money they're sending, your process is your account, how much money is there, or how much shares are there. The actual operations on the in the office, or for you, they are keeping all the records. That is the state saying. Operation team looks after your queries, your issues in mutual fund. And of course, there is a separate marketing team, all verticals, maybe from FOS to the country head, who goes to the market and gets customer, gets investments, and the company then those money are those amount is invested by the fund manager to get profit. For the getting into mutual fund, NSE is offering a CFM course. SEBI is offering capital market, debt market, or derivative market compliance module. Those modules you are supposed to clear, which again will be helping you out to clear, because we will give you some basic teaching ways to clear this basic knowledge, so that you can clear that, and along with your PGDM MBA, you get this certification and easily land into the job. So I think because the time was given to me was only 45 minutes, so I tried and spoke about the maximum opportunity I could. Still, there are other openings, like digital marketing team is there in most of the banks now. So you can think of a digital marketing team. You can think of some administrative job in HR. Also, there are vacancies in bank. There are administrative job like the maintenance, the construction part. Those part they take engineers, and for CFO and on CAs are required. So there are other verticals also, but in nutshell, which is the most people in intensive vacancies, I have tried and brought it for you, and I think it is of use to you. Now, yeah, this is the last one. Most important thing, the path to grab above jobs. You can join us. We here as a team, I have got my team who are from industry, who are from academics. They have got vast experience of working in various industry also, academics also. They know the market, they know how to land into job. So path to grab the jobs, come and join us on MBA PGDM. We will lay path for you to land in these jobs. This is our buzzwords. So thank you very much for listening to me. And I think if you have some questions, we can take them and answer your queries. Thanks a lot for listening to me. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for your enriching presentation and guidance to the students. And now I request the candidate to post their questions, if any. 2-3 questions I think we can take, as there is a very short time. We have to close the webinar also. So requesting the candidates to quickly If they have any questions, they can post in the chat box. Okay. Okay. So I will. Okay. So as I can check in the chat box. Candidates are requested to post their questions, if any. Okay. So I'm giving the mail ID of sir so that if you have any queries, you can mail and get in touch with sir so that he can give you the answer. So I'm writing in the chat box. You all can just note it down. And thank you all for your patience. And we hope you have learned and enjoyed this webinar. I wish you all the blessed evening. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot
Thank you, sir.
for joining us, and we will see you in future in a program like this. Good night.
Sir, there is one question. If you have a time, sorry to interrupt, if you can take. What are the prospects in investment banking?
Yeah. Who has asked the question? The name?
Sir, Meghna
Yes,
Jain.
Meghna. So nice of you, Meghna. You have raised a very pertinent question. I'm really delighted that you're interested in investment banking. See, after doing your MBA or PGDM here, there are certification courses from IIBF and NCFM and NISM. So you have to do a certification course maybe of 6 months or a 1 year, which will give you the insights of the investment. There are different modules, different ways, so many things. So banks, they prefer people with a certification in investment banking or investment portfolio. So the way is, you see, normally they'll come to our campus and they look for people who has a research certification. Time and again, I'm telling you, right from the start of my speech. Along with this course, MBA or PGDM, whatever you take, your choice should be clear from the first day. In which field? I've given you so many verticals now. Now you're talking about investment banking. So what all certificates are required? We will help you out. We'll teach you here so that you go get that certificate during your course. So once you are certified, your chances of getting that job will be very high. Okay, so that's how you can enter into investment banking. This is how it is. Because without post-graduation, they may not allow a simple graduate to join investment banking. It's a very specialized field. So you need to do MBA, PGDM, and then certification course from NISM or the NCFM. NISM is National Institute of Securities Management. Got it?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So there is one more question. I think last question only we can take as we are running short of time. And
Okay.
I have posted your mail ID also for candidates. They can be in touch with you if you have any other queries. But last question only I'm taking. The question is from Priya. How is your placement record in finance?
See, Priya, finance is the most sought after, course here, because we have a lot of banking and financial services companies coming over here. So they like people with finance background. So these companies, we have a lot in line, some good names. In fact, some of the bankers are in our board, who are our board members, our advisory members. So they come down, the names, the brand names who are big brands, they are coming and they like finance people. No. See, I'll be very frank here. HR job is a bit difficult, but not that one. Finance is very sought after, very sought after. Placement is, you may get multiple offer. Who knows? Yeah.
Okay, so I think now this is the end of the webinar. So thank you, sir. Once again, thank you so much for your valuable guidance. And thank you, everyone. And like in future also, we will conduct webinar where you can ask question, you can join for the webinar. Thank you very much.
Okay. Good night. Stay safe.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening.
Good
Good evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you.